Hello, good morning. Welcome to Daily News Commentary. In today's news, we'll start by looking at the economic cooperation that is unveiled between India and US. So India and US are committed to linking economies across sectors. So look into what or how much is the India US trade relations. Okay, so US is one of India's largest trade partners, especially one of India's a country with which India has large export surplus. So in that way, improving trade with US is critical for India, and also US is one of India's key allies. So in the last couple of weeks, we have been reading about the need to diversify India's relationship with US into non-strategic or non-defense sectors like energy cooperation or economic cooperation, environmental cooperation, etc. So this comes in that line. Read into this, you can understand certain areas through which it is passing through, and similarly we can also understand that US is currently not interested in a free trade agreement, FTA, with India. So all these things should be understood. So keep this information in your mind, process that, and try to have a better understanding of it if at all a question comes in with respect to India and US economic ties. So that could well be a question 2020 22 21 22 because this news is in constant discussion now, right? So India US relationship നമ്മൾ പൊതുവെ സ്ട്രാറ്റജിക് പെർസ്പെക്റ്റീവിൽ നിന്നാണ് കൂടുതലും ആർട്ടിക്കിൾസ് വായിക്കുകയും കാണുകയൊക്കെ ചെയ്യുന്നത്. But also try to understand the economic side of it, and beyond that also understand 360 economics, energy, environmental, and then people to people, അങ്ങനത്തെ പല ഡയമെൻഷൻസിൽ ആ റിലേഷൻഷിപ്പിനെ മനസ്സിലാക്കാൻ ശ്രമിക്കുക. Now new cryptocurrency bill seeks to ban private players. So again, just be familiarized with the news, that's all. നമുക്ക് ഈ ബില്ലുകൾ once it is introduced or once it is passed, we will look into it. Till then, just be aware of what is happening there. പിന്നെ ക്രിപ്റ്റോ ഒക്കെ നമ്മൾ ഓൾറെഡി കുറേ പ്രാവശ്യം ഡിസ്കസ് ചെയ്തതാണ്. ദാറ്റ്സ് വൈ ഐ എം നോട്ട് ആസ്കിങ് യു ടു റീഡ് ദാറ്റ് അഗെയിൻ. സോ ഇഫ് യു ഡോണ്ട് നോ ക്രിപ്റ്റോ യെറ്റ്, then you can read that, or you need to read that. In fact, I was looking at this news if I should, but then that's okay, leave that. Now breaking the ice, the follow-up one of India US trade relation. Again, read that, it gives you a better idea, like some of the incidents that already happened that affected the relationship. Harley Davidson, GSP, but the administration's making with that it is trying to consider GSP, so it's like a mixed message there, but look into GSP. Okay, so it gives a realistic understanding of what the relationship is. India-US trade never really lives up to its potential, and references to India's unpredictable regulatory regime, etc. Right. So that is a reality check. It has not lived up to its full potential. So these kind of keywords you can or sentences you can copy into your notes and use them effectively in some place in the answer, maybe in the penultimate paragraph, maybe when you are just about to enter into conclusion. അതിനു മുമ്പൊന്നും എഴുതി India and US trade has not really achieved its potential because of the reasons like unpredictable regulatory shifts, tariff unknown, tariff barriers, etc. So that will give you an added dimension to your answer. Overvalued unicorns in a distressed economy. This is about the Paytm's initial public offering and the tanking of its share price. So understand what unicorns are, and besides that, this is just a description of how the fintech companies and edtech companies are going about their business model, which is I would suggest not much required for our purpose. It's more of a business rather than economics article, so just leave it there. Now the coups in West Asia has been in news for a while now, basically based on the Sudan incident. So it gives you a brief picture of what is happening there, and also some of the reasons. All of the Gulf monarchies are mentioned there. So they were like very keen on not letting the revolutions, the yellow revolution, the different revolutions that were there in the Arab world, from materializing. So that reason is also there, but largely it's a story, so please scan through it. No need to understand these things in detail, because you will not get a question on what is Sudan's what happened in Sudan or what happened in Tunisia. You will not get a question on like that. Maybe you will get a question on the democracy movement and the threat it faces across the world, but then IR is predominantly questions are asked in such a way that when a particular issue is closer to India, closer not geographically but relationship wise, ഇന്ത്യയുമായിട്ട് കാര്യമായിട്ടുള്ള എന്താണ് ബന്ധങ്ങളുള്ളപ്പോൾ മാത്രമാണ് IR ഒരു ക്വസ്റ്റ്യൻ ഫ്രെയിം ചെയ്തിരിക്കുന്നത്. അതുകൊണ്ട് തന്നെ നമുക്ക് പലപ്പോഴും ലാറ്റിൻ അമേരിക്കയിൽ നിന്നും വി ഹാവൻ സീൻ മച്ച് ഓഫ് ക്വസ്റ്റ്യൻസ്, അതുപോലെ സ്കാൻഡിനേവിയയിൽ നിന്നും വി ഹാവൻ സീൻ മച്ച് ക്വസ്റ്റ്യൻസ്. സോ India-US relationship, although is far away, has close connections, right? Indo-Russia is the same. So when this particular event has close impact on India, that's when the questions are asked for. So in that context, you don't have to spend too much time on the West Asia issues. Not West Asia, the North Africa issues. West Asia is obviously important for India. The road to Himalayan blunder. So this one again speaks about this development vs environmental sustenance debate. Now the Char Dham project, what is that? You have to understand. Now why is this an issue? See, Himalayas are highly prone to landslide these days. Every year we see landslides, and then on top of that we are going for this massive construction. There are two perspectives to it. There is a developmental perspective which argues for road connectivity to improve the lives of people there, and recently government added the defense dimension to that. But on the other hand, you will also see a lot of natural hazards, natural disasters happening. So this is a take on that. This article is a take on that, and mostly tend towards a environmental criticism of the developmental paradigms that we follow. So please read that. So this will be important for disaster management, environment, and etc. topics. Connectivity also, but then connectivity, when we look at GS3 economics and connectivity, we will be looking more from we need to build more roads, whereas when we come to environment and disaster management, the same paper, a paper the last syllabus no, we will be looking in an opposite way to development, കുറച്ചുകൂടി environment friendly എന്നുള്ളതാണ്. So പേപ്പറിനകത്ത് തന്നെ different subtopics contradictory ആണ്, but we will be able to manage that contradictions, no problems there. Then data point, students turn to private coaching during pandemic. This is a big issue because private coachings are obviously money guessing, like you spend a lot of money out of your pocket for that, and that is so creating a divide between the rich and poor and the educational outcomes thereof. So take a note of that. Then we move into like some of the West Bengal, you can use as an example or a case study for that. What is Defense Acquisition Council? Look into that. Could be a prelims question as well. What are their functions, their responsibilities? You can look into. Vehicle scrapping, just read it. This is the policy that was announced by government back in the days, like in the early January, February of this year. So it will be current affairs, an important current affairs for 2021 mains, sorry. But 2022 we'll see if something extra happens here there. So if you are preparing for 2022, you can just understand what is vehicle scrapping. It could be important for prelims. The policy of India in vehicle scrapping, that much is required. What is Constitution Day event? It's a small event, like usually not celebrated in such a big manner, but still remember what is it. It's on November 26th. Okay, this one is good. Myanmar stint beefed up in Manipur PLA. Beefed up Manipur PLA. So we had seen that incident happening. So they are giving a perspective that association with the junta, the Myanmar army has given Manipur PLA a more audacity to attack Indian forces. So it gives you a picture like what is Indo-Myanmar border and relations. Okay, how the need for Indo-Myanmar cooperation is significant to control insurgency in the region. So read that, take a perspective, and also you can make a note, look into some of these things. So you can make a note on Northeast insurgency and Myanmar. What are the things India? It will be a small note, nothing great. India-Myanmar relations and Northeast insurgency and Myanmar. And topic on a club based, you can create a note. In fact, India's relationship with Myanmar, the most important factor would be the insurgency in the northeast and how we can manage that. See what the Myanmar army had been grudgingly supportive whenever India had asked for any help, and they have time and again destroyed a few terrorist bases and camps in their territory, however mostly for optics rather than effect. Okay, so that is something India need to work closely with Myanmar, because without Myanmar we will not be able to curb insurgency in the northeast. Now, railway has come up with a scheme called Bharat Gaurav. Just try to understand what that is. That's it. Now, what is a glacier? Please understand that. And some of the glaciers in the Himalayas will be important for prelims with respect to the rivers. Himalayan rivers and rivers. So, Himalayan glaciers and Himalayan rivers. Our correlation പഠിക്കുക യമുനയുടെ ഏതാണ്, മനസ്സിൻ്റെ ഏതാണ്, അങ്ങനെ. What is FAO? Understand that. Then this gives like a broad picture of hunger and famine and undernutrition in the world. So please integrate that number into your notes. Hunger, all those things. Especially if you are in the geography option or options like that, that numbers will come handy to you. India's petroleum reserves are there. Just search for petroleum reserves in India UPSC. You will get to see a picture of like where are India's reserves percent. That is not mentioned in the article, but you can have a look at. Now, what is OPEC? We had discussed that once. So once again, look into what OPEC is. We'll try to give a small brief in the newspaper, in the daily briefing in the channel. Then we have the data protection bill. Again, I am suggesting you to go lightly on this. Read through the highlighted portions. Also, must is the gist. Start with the gist. Then what I suggest is that we will study this. We will study this when the bill comes out, or when the bill is tabled or the act is passed. Before that, you need to just familiarize with yourself. Say what is data protection. Okay, the need for data protection, challenges faced in data protection in India, way forward, etc. You need to study. Beyond that, we will see once the bill is out. MFP, the factors versus factors are something, here it is different. Factors are something that unreliable information that is repeatedly reported, and we tend to believe that it's true. So regarding MSP, a factoid, so the article says it's a factoid. What we usually heard is that MSP is only a few people are benefited from it. It is for the richer farmers. It promotes or it retards farm diversification, etc. were some of the comments that we've heard with MSP all the while. So this article is trying to deconstruct that and give us the fact that I don't know if it's a fact. The article says that it's a factoid and it's not a fact. So please read through that. It will give a counter argument to all the three commonly held notions that we said, that it's not just 6%, it's more than that. It's not the rich farmers, but the poor, the small and medium farmers are also benefited. So please read through it. It gives a different perspective. Okay, so that much is for today. Please, now it's time. We've been doing this activity for a while. I don't know like how long we have to continue it, because I think you guys are from whatever talks I had, you guys are picking the skill of how to read a newspaper. So it's been November, October and September. We started in September, so it's 3 months. So if you are well and good with reading newspaper, if you can handle it your own, so I suggest we could move out from news commentary and to something else more productive. So let me know that in the comment box, or sometimes if you want this to continue, these initiatives to continue, please message me privately, because I need to get a sense, a more sharper sense based on more data as to the need, as to how much you are equipped to do this. Please, so please free to give couple of feedback on how to go about this initiative. That would be nice. Okay, so have a good day.